there's different type of paintings, you know, and my work has different qualities to it. So there's a broad range of how I approach this space, whether it be a landscape or a portraiture or interior space. Painting is sort of about your experiences and sort of how can you bring that back to the studio and what can you make of it. There's sort of a whole other transformation that happens in a painting because you're working with different materials. It's sort of like recreating the image, the same image, or it's sort of taking a conversation and sort of putting it through sort of, you know, different dialects or something. It just sort of transforms. And I think that's what's exciting about this image being a photograph in relationship to it being a painting. But I always start with this underpainting. A lot of the marks and how it's painted remains in the final painting, but it changes a lot. For the past couple of years, I started creating my own images from my travels. So a lot of the trees or the landscape, the ocean, the sky could be from South Africa to Japan to California to North Carolina. I can really explore ideas in sort of notions of abstraction or abstract painting. I think it's important to think about, you know, the size of the painting just as well as, you know, what is it painting on and how are those edges related to what you're making. A lot of times I think as an artist, it's, you know, you have these ideas and they don't necessarily make sense at the time, and then a couple of years later you sort of go back and you're like, it totally makes sense. And I think sort of that's the fun about being able to have a sort of ongoing studio practice, is that it may not make sense initially, but I think eventually it sort of comes into the work. We do look alike. Owners do look like their brothers for some reason.